Welcome back to another fish room update video. We got some fish in this room that'll just make you say,
wow, 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 wow.
We've also got a lot of new fish here that I can't wait to show you. And our biggest sale of the year is going on right now. Buy one, get one free on all rainbow fish and angelfish. Use the code RAINBOW at checkout on our website, sydneysangels.com. The link is in the description. So perhaps the biggest change to this room since the last video is the addition of this rack right here. This is going to hold 9 40-gallon breeder tanks, and you can see I already have 5 going. So let's take a walk over here. We'll take a gander at what I got cooking. Really happy with how this is turning out so far. So we'll just start on the bottom, and here is just my Melitania myrici. Beautiful rainbow. These guys are nice and chunky. These are some of the ones I caught out of my 90-gallon community tank. They get this bright pink head on them. They've got some bright pink coloration in the tails, and they get pretty big. I really like them. And this is my first attempt at making my own DIY lid for a tank this big. I usually actually cut glass. This is like a polycarbonate panel I got at Menards. It's pretty thin. So far, I'm a big fan though. Rainbows bump and they jump. So you want to have a tight-fitting lid on your rainbow tanks. This is probably the nicest 40-gallon I have set up in this room right now. All these tanks are still new, so they're struggling with some algae. You'll see a lot of like diatom algae and stuff like that. That's normal. I'm not worried about that. Tanks have to find a balance. Plus, they are kind of overstocked with fish at this point. So these are the Melitania trifasciata Blythe River collection point. And these are actually a rainbow fish that are on sale right now. Probably the most striking thing you're going to see right off the bat is how just dark red they are. Look at those guys. They've got a really deep body shape. They've got that beautiful red coloration. Super dark lateral line. And something really cool about these guys that you don't really experience unless you're doing maintenance on the tank. They've got this deep bluish purple breeding line on the top of their head. That flashes, and when you're doing maintenance on the tank and you look down, you just see a bunch of like bluish purple glowing lines, and it's really beautiful. I can only imagine seeing that out in the wild, how stunning that would be. These tanks are, I'm not going to say aquascaped because they're not, but they're loosely aquascaped. They've just got a bunch of different plants in there. Eventually going to be plants that I can sell. And I'm a big believer of plants being a fundamental part of the filtration. And I also think if you're keeping rainbow fish, they do best in planted tanks. They look best in planted tanks. You're definitely rewarded with better coloration. And that was one of the reasons I chose to do planted 40 gallons on this side of the room. If I'm going to be selling rainbow fish, I want you guys to see how beautiful they can look in a planted tank. Also in here are some blueberry tetras. They are super healthy and super chunky. Look at these guys. Let's see if I can. And last but not least, we do have some stir-by cories in here. These guys are still pretty little, and they're not really colored up yet. Definitely a cory on my to breed list. The stir-bys are probably some of the easier cories to breed. I'm experimenting with a bunch of different lighting options. Each one of these tanks has a different light on it. This first tank just has an LED spotlight. It's a 6500 Kelvin, the cool white. And really happy with how this is making the fish look, actually. And I've got no doubt that it's going to grow some plants. It sure looks like it will. The only thing I don't like about this, I mean, it was only like $12. It gets really hot. So I'm not really a fan of that. Up here is a brand new fish I just got a couple days ago. I'm not even sure if you're going to see any right now. L134 leopard frog plecos. I bought 10 of them from a website called Plecos Plus. So George over at Pleco Plus is actually partners with Pleco Ceramics, and he is having a killer sale going on right now. You guys need to go check it out if you're interested in buying any plecos. He's got a like fall clearance sale. He's got a bunch of different plecos for sale right now. You're probably not going to really see him too often. This guy might come out of the cave here. Apparently, these guys like a little more protein in their diet, and they're fairly easy to breed, and he said they grow pretty fast. So I'm excited because this could be a very a good fish to breed and sell online. The pattern and the coloration on them is really cool. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this 40 gallon, I'll probably lower the light intensity on it. This is a Night Crew light, a built-in timer. I'm a big fan of Night Crew, actually. For the money, I think they're amazing. I've just got some standard Java fern and Anubias on some driftwood. Nothing fancy or special. I think for these top 340s up here, these two are empty, by the way. I have not drilled these or set them up yet. They're just up there to be out of my way. But I do think I'm going to keep all the top ones clear of substrate, and I'm going to have to pick a species of rainbow fish to go in here. I'm thinking maybe the really beautiful Melitania parva that I've got. I don't think the plecos would mind having some rainbows above them. If anything, having some rainbows above them with some breeding activity could often really help plecos breed as well. This next tank has an absolute truckload of fish in it. They're all the same fish. They're the Chilothrenia alleni wapoga red. These are another fish that are on sale right now. They've been selling like hotcakes, which I don't really know what that saying even means. I don't even know what a hotcake is. Sounds good though. I love cake. Sorry. I'm a little hungry. The red variety has a red stripe on the top of their head all the time, even when they're not flashing. Here's a little stud that's looking really nice right now. It's 11 p.m. at night, so they're not super colored up. That guy looks nice though. A very hard fish to film because they're always moving. These guys are super active. Got more of a narrow body shape, but man, when they fire up, they are a sight to see. They get like this bright, vibrant yellow on them and vibrant red. They look like ketchup and mustard to me, which is kind of weird to think about. I must be hungry. And if you buy these, I'll probably send you a few extra because I've got too many, to be honest with you. There's way too many in this tank. This is the Melitania Kalitawa. These guys are really cool too. You can see I've got my breeders in here. I also have probably a little too many of these, so you might get a couple extra of these if you order them too. And guys, when I don't have a sale, just so you know, I always send extras. If I have extras to send, that is. If I don't have extras, obviously I'm not going to send them. Look at even these little guys up here have color already. Again, the tank is nothing special. I would like to actually aquascape these tanks and get them set up a little nicer. But to be honest with you, I just didn't have the budget to buy more plants and more driftwood and stuff. So I'm working with what I got right now. The important thing is I got more space for these fish to swim around in. So our new friend Emily down in Texas sent us some really beautiful teacup platies, and I am just falling in love with them. She sent us fry, and these guys grew really fast. They're getting super chunky, and I can't wait to start seeing them produce fry. They've got great coloration, great personalities, and they're super chubby, which who doesn't love a chubby fish? Yeah, I really love these guys. They're super charming. So thank you, Emily. We appreciate it. And I also got a couple pairs of crebensis. This was kind of a on the spot, just kind of bought it. Maybe an impulse buy, I guess you could call it. I was at a fish store with Sydney, and these reminded her of a saltwater fish we used to have called Queen Clarice. So I bought 4 of them, and they're all named Queen Clarice, even though I'm pretty sure some are males and some are females, but that's what Sydney wanted to name them. That's definitely a female with the red belly, from what I understand. I don't know much about crebensis, to be honest with you. Apparently, they're pretty easy to breed. So who knows, maybe if I put a fish tank in Sydney's room, I'll put these guys in there. And I think it'd be really cool to watch them raise a group of fry. So looking forward to that. This is another rainbow fish I just picked up last week. These are the Chilothrenia fasciata Clearwater Creeks. I bought these from Marcel, and if you're a rainbow fish person, you know who Marcel is. Just a great guy. My friend Steve introduced me to him. I've been to his house a couple times, and he sells very high quality rainbow fish. You can find them on Aquabid and Band. You can already see some of the bigger males showing some color. This tank has like really no plants in it, so you're not really gonna get. Oh, that's a nice shot of him right there. You're not really going to see the full coloration of these guys. And 20-gallon high is way too small for 12, young adults of these. So I'll be moving them into a 40. But I was trying to see if I get some eggs out of them. But if you buy rainbow fish from us and you open the bag and you see that they've got like a white lips, that's actually pretty normal. I think what happens is they're bumping into each other or into the bag during shipping. And they just need some clean water, some fresh water changes, and you can give them a little bit of salt and that'll clear up those white lips right away. I do, Marcel taught me, 1 gram per liter. Yeah, 1 gram of salt per liter. I also, with my leopard frog plecos, I also got 6 Wabenmuster plecos. They're a ancestral species. I'm also going to be getting a few from my buddy Steve. So I'll have like a little bit deeper of a gene pool. And I don't see any of these guys. I don't know where they're at. They must be chilling underneath the sponge filter or something. I've got a little bit of footage of when I first plopped them in the tank, but they were pretty stressed. So I don't know if they're going to be showing the best colors. But I'll throw some footage over this right now. But that's another really cool pleco. I've got a adult in my 90-gallon that Steve gave me that I absolutely love. So I'm looking forward to getting these grown up and starting a little breeding colony of these guys. Should be pretty easy to breed from what I hear. And yeah, just a really beautiful like honeycomb pattern on them and a really nice like brown color that I think looks natural and beautiful. So I finally bred the Venezuelan corydoras. I've been working on these guys for a little bit. And I don't know if it's just because I'm new to breeding cories, but they seem to be a little more challenging for me. I put a little Eheim skimmer in here to increase the flow. I put a mop right here, although they didn't use the mop, they used the glass. And then I just hit them with some cold water changes when a cold front came in, and then they gave me tons of eggs on the glass. And I don't know, let's say I got 200 fry out of that batch, maybe 100 survived for a while, and then they slowly started dying off from there. Maybe I've got 30 now. So again, I'm a rookie when it comes to cories. I did breed quite a bit of the Trilineatus, but besides that, this is really only the second cory I've ever bred. I'm slowly finding out that breeding catfish is super rewarding, something I want to really get into. Rainbows are easy, and it's really fun watching them grow up. But man, when you talk about juveniles and just fry, cories even the fry are so stinking cute. And let me show you what I mean. I've got some Venezuelan corydora fry in here. Cory babies are so cute. So I haven't actually officially counted how many I have, but it's probably a decent amount in here. I did have them in a tray, and I noticed once I put them on the bottom of this fry system, they really grew very fast. And I've just been giving them golden pearls and live baby brine shrimp probably twice a day. So the Trilineatus is often sold in a pet store as a Julie. It's not really a Julie. Jordan and I bred hundreds of these and we oversold them, and now we only have a small amount. So we're trying to breed them again, and we had them in a 40-gallon, and we were just hitting them with cold water changes, and that was all we really needed to do. We just gave them a ton of bloodworms and water changes. You talking to me? If plecos drank coffee, I'd get this guy World's Best Dad mug, because he has raised so many batches of babies for me. Hundreds of babies for me. I love this dude. This guy's just the man. He's a gentleman. So try to take really good care of him. Oh, and I'm finally starting to get some babies out of these frittata. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. Someone mentioned that sometimes you have to hatch them in salt, so they like salt water or brackish water. I've just been keeping them in fresh water and hatching their babies in fresh water. I pick this up once a day. I get anywhere from 10 to 20 eggs a day. With some babies right here. You see these fry already have some color. And when you stand back, you can see like these little tiny blue eyes. Maybe you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, we're working on those. And the gecko rice fish that I was gifted have been breeding quite a bit, and I think they're finally starting to slow down. I know that sometimes these guys can be seasonal breeders, and I actually think it's good to let them take the season off like they're supposed to, let their bodies recover. So these are a bunch of juveniles. I probably will sell most of these. And if you're interested in these rice fish, there's been a lot of people asking about them. You can check the website, and I might have them for sale by the time this video posts. These are the juveniles. These will be the ones I'm selling. It's really cool. Like they're either blue or orange, and they've got some really beautiful spangling on them. Definitely a fish that you want to put in a lower level tank where you can look at the top of their body. And if you live in a warmer climate where you can leave them outside year round, I think you should do that, because that's really where they thrive. Obviously, here in the Midwest, it gets pretty cold outside, so I brought them in. And I brought my pond in too, actually. It's another thing I haven't really shown you guys yet. It's nothing special. I actually want to make a dedicated video on this. And I want to redo it because, like I said, it's nothing special. I've just got a pot of philodendron here that is currently adapting to its water state. I've got water hyacinth, which I think is growing new leaves now. These older leaves, maybe I could pull those off. I'm not sure if that's good for water hyacinth. And when I brought this in, it had a bunch of eggs. I removed all the adults. And you can see I've got some fry in here. I just squirt some baby brine shrimp in here about once or twice a day. But I kept this pond outside. I just literally just kind of threw it together in an hour just to get the rice fish outside. I didn't think it was video worthy, so I never really took a video of it. But nonetheless, I did enjoy it quite a bit. It just wasn't anything special, you know? And I feel kind of weird saying that because to me it was special, but I'm setting this tank up to be a long-term kill stream breeding factory because I really like those fish, and I would just like to put them in a lot of my tanks. And sadly, I don't know if I'm going to sell any more of the Rosario LaCourte Bosemani. A lot of these are shipping out this week, and I don't want to oversell these because I need to start breeding more of them. You can see I've got my breeder group in here as well. But my plan for upstairs is to just fill the whole 90-gallon with just this fish as far as rainbow fish goes. So yeah, it might be a little bit until I'm selling these again. Takes a long time to grow them. But in my opinion, they're absolutely worth it. If not, just for the fact that they're a fish that kind of survives Rosario LaCourte's legendary impact in the hobby. These gouramis are all half off right now. They're about $6 a piece for pretty chunky gouramis. My favorite are the pearl gouramis. Nice centerpiece fish for a planted tank. Jordan's favorite are the blue opaline gouramis. Both fish are actually, believe it or not, easy to breed. I've bred all these fish myself. And another upgrade I did to the room was I kind of modified my slop sink to be a little more user-friendly. So in a fish room, you're going to be using a lot of 5-gallon buckets, and you can dump the bucket in the slop sink, but after that, it's really hard to clean it out. So I have a garden hose, and I can spray I can clean stuff out. Let's say this is dirty for some reason, and this is hard to do with one hand, but it's just easier to clean. And the way I did this was, I got an adapter for the actual slop sink faucet. Got a 2-way valve, garden hose valve. On one side, I've got a 3-foot stainless steel hose going to just a standard garden hose spigot. And on the other side, I have a regular faucet. But what's so nice about this is I actually put an aerator on it as well. So it doesn't just come flying out and splashing everywhere. It's actually a very controlled stream. You can control the temperature of it. And you can modify this however you want it. Maybe you could put, you know, if you use your own tap water, if your tap water wasn't liquid rock like mine, maybe you could use this attachment for your python. And then you can use this attachment to wash stuff. Maybe you can put a quick disconnect right here, pop this off, pop your python on it. That's another option. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, I'll leave the links to all this in the description in case you wanted to modify your slop sink. But that's definitely something that I thought was very, very cool. Other things I'm doing to the room right now, I'm keeping some plants alive for the mother-in-law. This lemon tree looks like it's about to die, but I think it's actually doing fine. It's in a little bit of shock from coming inside. I've kept it alive down here last winter, and it did the same thing. And then when you bring it back outside, it starts to thrive. I don't remember what this plant is, but it gets some really beautiful flowers. But anyway, I got a cord reel I'm really excited about. It's got 3 outlets on it. They're all kind of offset from each other, which is a handy little feature. Got a light in there. I don't remember how long this cord reel is. I want to say 20 feet, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's a cord reel. Not really sure where I'm going to mount it. What's nice about it though is it swivels, and you can mount it on the ceiling, or you can mount it on the wall. Flexzilla actually makes it. The same people that make those really nice hoses. Maybe not the cheapest hose reel you're ever gonna find, but had really good reviews. It also has a fuse in here, so if it gets wet, that'll trip. So I felt like that was a good idea with the fish room. And I think that's going to be handy because eventually all these walls are going to be covered up here, and it's going to be really hard to get to outlets. I do have some outlets in the ceiling that I still have to finish. I'm lazy, but I might put this on the ceiling, and then whenever I'm vacuuming or I need to use something that I need to plug in, I just pull it down. You know, I've got power right there. So that's something that I'm excited about. Also, I've got this, just standard white plastic table here. I'm actually gonna build a workbench in the middle here. I'm gonna put it on metal caster wheels so that I can move it out of the way when I'm bringing tanks in and out of here. And I think what I'm gonna do is build it high enough so that I can fit this underneath it. So if you can kind of imagine, this cart is gonna slide underneath a custom built workbench. And the workbench is going to be set up for storage. Not sure what I'm going to store in it yet. Maybe some hardscape material, or maybe some just bits and bobs that I'm going to need for breeding. But just something a little more permanent than this, where you don't have to look underneath it. It's just a little more classy looking. Also for this room, I'm going to be putting some shelving up right here. Nothing crazy, maybe just some 1x6 boards on some metal braces. And here, I was originally going to do 2 more 75s, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I might change my mind. I've been thinking about maybe doing 20 longs here. I think I can fit 2 20 longs side by side, maybe 3 or 4 high. And if I did that, maybe I could use those to breed cories in. So I don't know, I'm kind of interested in your input. Please let me know. This space is about 4 feet long. What would you do with this space? I've got the drain pipe behind it, so I could put tanks here. That was my original intention. I really do want to maximize the amount of tanks I can fit in this room. So I knew I wasn't going to put tanks here this year, so I just put some plants there instead. What would you do? Would you do 2 75s? Would you do 20 longs? Or another option I've been kicking around, 10 gallons are great. Would you do more 10 gallons? Because those are always really flexible and easy. So I would appreciate your input on that. This isn't done yet. And I will say, maybe we'll end the video here with me just letting you know that this room is a work in progress. I have a lot to do still, but I'm also the man of the house here, and I have a lot to do around the house as well. So my goal for this year is to finish this wall. If I finish this wall this year, I'm happy. I'm not going to worry about the back wall here. That's eventually going to be probably 15, 20 highs. None of these are drilled right here. I'm not going to worry about that this year. Right now, what I'm focusing on is getting the last 4 40 gallons in this rack here. And then there's one more 10 gallon, well, 2 more 10 gallons I got to put down here. I broke one of them, so I got to go buy another one. I just want to end this video by saying thank you so much for all the subscribers out there that are watching these videos and leaving nice comments. I get a lot of really nice emails too. And honestly, I've been getting a lot of orders on the website. And guys, I'm so grateful for that. The whole reason I'm doing this is I really do think that these fish are amazing, and I want to get them out into the world because a lot of rainbow fish are endangered, if not extinct. So I want to get these into as many homes as possible. I also want to take my family on as many badass vacations as possible. This hobby's been great for my sobriety, so it's a win-win-win-win-win for me. But I had no idea that I would see the YouTube channel grow as much as it has. And I had no idea that I would see the website grow as much as it has. And I have no one to thank but you. So thank you so much for all your support, all the comments, all the emails, all the fish you guys send me. Really has been an absolute joy. I just can't express my gratitude enough. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I hope you're all having a great week. I hope you all had a really fun Halloween. And I will be trying to post more content soon. Life has just been crazy. I'm a full-time daddy, full-time fireman, heavily involved with my union, and we're facing some pretty big issues right now. So that's been taking up a decent amount of my time. Also, just trying to balance this hobby with work and home life. So appreciate your understanding. I know I post about once a month. I'd love it to be once a week someday. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye. I almost forgot to tell you guys, my L181 peppermint plecos are going to be on sale. I'm taking $5 off the price, $15 a piece. I think for the how healthy they are, how chunky they are, that's a bargain. So if you'd like to start your own breeding colony, citiesangels.com, baby.